Hey everyone, it's Angela, and today we're doing a simple craft idea for your fall decor. I started off with this little charcuterie board that I found at Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off, so it was really inexpensive. The first thing I did was take my homemade decoupage and applied it to the charcuterie board. Once you apply it to the board, you want to let it dry completely before you move on to the next step. I just simply took my little heat gun to try to speed this process up a little bit. I found this little adorable pumpkin on creativefabrica.com, and if you don't know what Creative Fabrica is, it is full of all kinds of clip art and things that you can use, and it's very inexpensive. I'll leave a link to the website in the description if you want to check them out, but that's where I found this little pumpkin at. And so what I'm doing is I'm just cutting around the design so it's just a little bit larger than our charcuterie board. After that, I just lined it up on the charcuterie board to make sure it was centered pretty good. Then I took my little iron that I have, and you're going to use it along with some, you can use parchment paper. I have this stuff. But you can use parchment paper. It's totally fine. And just use some parchment paper as you're just trying to keep that glue from getting on your little iron. But this is the best way that I have found a decoupage. And you just go over it, and what you're doing is you're heating that glue up so that it just glues your image straight onto the charcuterie board, but it doesn't leave bubbles and things like that in your finished project. It's the best way I have discovered. I love it. And when you get finished, your final project, it should look something like this, where your paper is attached to the board completely with no bubbles or anything like that. Then I like to take my little micro sander. I'll leave a link for this. I love this little thing. I got mine on Amazon, and you're just gonna take your little micro sander and you're just gonna sand around the edges of your project. And it's going to give it such a crisp edge on it. I've never been able to get it this good without using this little sander. I just love it. And this is what it turned out like. I love the way that the edges are so crisp. Next, I took my little ink pad and I just went around the edges just to give it a little bit of a distressed feel or distressed look to it. You wouldn't have to do this. This is just something that I did. I took a couple pieces of ribbon that I found from Dollar Tree, and I just cut them into three separate pieces. So each one of these pieces I cut into three separate pieces. That was kind of confusing, but this is what I did here, just to make some smaller pieces. The other ribbon was just too big for my little board. After I did this, I put them all together, and then I pinched them in the middle and tied a little piece of twine around them to hold them together. Then I just took them and fluffed it up a little bit. I just moved the pieces of ribbon around until it looked a little more fluffy or it looked cuter. Then I just hot glued it to my board. Oh, I forgot. I also took these little picks that I purchased from Hobby Lobby and just cut off a few of these little picks and also put it in with the little bow. Then I went and hot glued it all and attached it to the board. And last but not least, I took this little wooden leaf that I got from Hobby Lobby. It came in this big old pack for $3, and it was 40% off. So it was a huge pack of them. And I just took it and I went back and got my ink that I had used earlier, and I just rubbed my little leaf in the ink. I love how it makes it look like it has been stained. And to finish it all off, I just attached the leaf to the bow with the hot glue. And there you have it, one simple, quick fall decor piece. And on to our second craft. And for our simple, fast fall craft today, we're going to take this wicker basket. I got mine at a Goodwill bin store, but it actually came originally from Hobby Lobby. And they're very inexpensive, and you can pick them up at Hobby Lobby for, if they're half price, about $2, I think. So I took it, and then I took a piece of ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just folded it over and dovetailed the ends of it. I cut my ribbon to the length of my little basket. Then I just took a little bit of hot glue and hot glued that little ribbon to my basket. Next, I took this cute little pumpkin patch sign and put just a little bit of glue on the back of it, and also attached it to the ribbon. I just printed this out from my computer. You could take any kind of little pumpkin patch sign that you can find online, or you can make your own. This next part is kind of funny because I needed some hay and I did not have any, or some moss or anything like that, but I didn't have any. So I went outside to my own yard and found some dead grass and I pulled the grass out and used it in my craft. Now that's being creative and using what you have and being resourceful. So this is just dead grass from my yard. I just kept applying it until I pretty much had the paper covered. Then I just simply put hot glue on the back of my paper and glued it to my basket. I picked up these little pumpkins at Dollar Tree. It actually comes with 6 of them, but I've already used some for another project. So I took these and I took the little twine that's in the bottom of it. I took those out, and then I just placed those inside the little basket and then hot glued them down in the places where I wanted them. And that is it. This fast and easy fall decor piece comes together so quickly. I hope you enjoyed it. And now on to our third craft. Today we're doing a Pottery Barn dupe of these French glazed pumpkins. These little cuties run $99 on their website, but we duped them for $3 plus a little paint. Let me show you how we did it. First, I started with this Dollar Tree pumpkin. I took this fog gray paint and painted the entire thing just to give it a good coat to cover up that green that was on it. I actually did this a couple of times. I let it dry between the coats and then I painted it twice to give it good coverage. After that, I went back and took the same fog gray paint and I added a little bit of texture to it by putting baking powder in it. And you just take a little bit, and this is just, you're just gonna kind of mix it to the point that you feel like there's no real recipe here. You just make it until it's not real thick, but it's not real runny either. As you can tell here, I mixed a little, would see what it looked like to me, and then I would mix some more, and I ended up adding more baking powder, and then I actually ended up having to go back and put more paint in it because I got it too thick. So you can't really get this wrong. Just keep mixing it until you kind of get a good texture that you would like for it to have. Not too thick, not too runny, And I'll show you here kind of the consistency I ended up with. You just want to make sure that it's mixed in really good. And after you do that, you're going to take a stippling brush, which means, you know, the brush that the ends are a little, coarse or thicker than a regular paintbrush. And you're just going to take it and you're just going to dab it on there. You don't really paint it so much, but just dab it on there. It will give you a better effect. This will end up giving it that sort of that stone textured look. After you do this, you're going to let it dry completely. I did take my little heat gun and tried to help it dry a little bit faster, but you do want to make sure that it's dry completely before you move on to the next step. Next, I took this Folk Art Mossy Meadow was the name of it, and I painted the top half. So I just kind of went down to where my baking soda mixture was, and you're going to go in there and just right along that line the best you can. Just start painting upwards with your green or whatever color your little pumpkins are going to be. I bought my paints, actually all of my paints and everything that I did today, I bought at Michael's. I have no affiliate with them. I'm just telling you where I got my stuff at. I bought it at Michael's, and I know you can also get great paint like this at Walmart too. I did look on Amazon to see if they had these colors, but I didn't see these colors on Amazon, so Michael's is where I got mine at. I just kept going around it and painted the entire top of it like this, and then I also painted the stem as well in the same green color. After it dried, I did go back and put a second coat to make sure it had full coverage over it. Next, I took this antiquing wax. I also bought it at Michael's. I think it was maybe, I want to say maybe about $8. I'm not sure, but there's so much in here. You can use it for a long time. But that's where I bought mine at, was Michael's. And you're just going to take a little bit of it. Honestly, I wonder if you could not just get some dark brown paint and add a good bit of water to it to make it very runny, and it would do the same thing. If you don't have this, I think I would actually try that. But anyway, I took the antiquing wax, and I also have this little baby wipe. I bought these at Dollar Tree as well. And then you're going to take your stippling brush again. It's that real thick type of a brush, and then you're going to just dry brush it almost. Like you're just going to put a very, 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 very little amount of the brown paint on there. See, I'm trying to get some of it off. And once you do this, then I went back to the bottom and I just started kind of stippling it on there. I didn't totally like really brush it on there. I just sort of stippled it on there, and I just did little sections of this so that it didn't dry too fast. And I took my baby wipe and I just started going over and kind of wiping it off almost. After I put it on there, I just went over it to wipe it off. It just gives a sort of an aged look or antique look to it. That's what's happening here. And I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that my pumpkin was sort of getting out of the view of the camera. I'm still new to all this. Thanks for being patient with me. But I just did this all the way around the pumpkin until the bottom was completely gone over with the antiquing wax. As you can tell, you can still see the other color through it. This is just kind of giving it some definition and making that texture stand out a little bit better. Then I took just a little bit of the brown and went on top of the green color there and began to do the same thing on top of it as well. I didn't put as much on top of the green as I did the bottom. Anyway, and then I went back with my fog gray color that I had done on the bottom and took a very, very, very light amount of this and also put it on top of the green color as well. I noticed in the picture from Pottery Barn that theirs sort of had a little bit of a look of that in the top of their little pumpkin. So that's what I'm doing here. And again, you're just dry brushing it and sort of stippling it on there and not very heavy, just very, very light. And next I took this Deco Art Triple Brilliant Gloss Glaze, I believe it's called. I also got this at Michael's, and I do think they have this on Amazon as well. If I find a link, I will leave it below, but it's about $8 or so, I think, maybe, at Michael's. Again, it's so much in here. You will get lots of uses out of it. But anyway, I just took it and I just painted it on the top of the green on my pumpkin. And the instructions say that it is self-leveling, which means it's very thick, but you don't have to spread it around very much. What I found was that the more you spread it, the less shiny the pumpkin is. So to give it that really high gloss look to it, just don't spread it around very much. Just put it on there and just spread it just a little bit, but then go back and get you some more and keep doing your pumpkin. Don't spread it around a lot. The thicker it is, the shinier your pumpkin will be. And that is it, y'all. That's all it took to turn our little Dollar Tree pumpkins into a Pottery Barn dupe. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for sticking around and watching. If you like this video, would you like and please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so we would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.